I'm Nyesha McCauley, and you're watching AccessTV.org.
Jonathan Small, host and producer of All About You, and this program is broadcast every single week at AccessTV.org studios in downtown Hartford. And this program is designed to give the guests a chance to give their life story. This morning, I have three successful people who are going to be participating in an up-and-coming Icy Sunset Jazz event later this month, April the 25th, at the Hilton Hotel in downtown Hartford. My first guest is going to be, well, actually, two people are going to be on simultaneously. I have a singer from Hartford, Laree Salmon. She's part of the NPM band. I also have the Modern Riffs band manager, Bruce Phelps. Good morning, both of y'all.
Good morning.
Okay. Laree Salmon, you was born and raised in Hartford. Did you start your life off involved in singing?
I would say that I've been singing for quite some years now. I spent some time actually in the service singing. That's when I actually really launched and really started singing more.
Okay.
Yeah, and then after that, I started doing a lot more live performances.
Okay. Did you always have a passion for wanting to be a singer?
I did, and I told my dad, and he says, "Go learn to play the piano."
Okay.
But yeah, so I learned a little bit. I probably just made it to the first year lesson, and that was probably about it. But art and entertainment, singing, that's me. I love to create. I love to express myself, and it's just a lot of fun.
Do you do different types of styles of singing when you do singing?
Sure do. I have a lot of personality.
Oh, okay.
So from sultry to little sass, basically I go with the music. So considering, what we do, we are a fusion band. We sing jazz, we sing R&B, soul, funk, a little pop. We have fun. So whatever the song is, that's what I bring. So from sultry to soul, funk, that's who I am.
If you had to name one singer that you try to emulate, who would that singer be?
Oh my gosh, this is always a tough question for me. I would say I would say Chrisette Michele.
Oh, okay.
Chrisette Michele, I love her style. I love her because she is current, and yet her style, she emulates the Sarah Vaughan's and so on and so forth, and then she makes it, like I said, current with current day R&B. It's amazing, and she has that great range and style, and that's kind of like how I am. So
okay,
yeah.
Let me switch now to the band manager. Bruce Phelps, you was born and raised, I believe, in Marlboro, Connecticut.
Yeah, and music has always been a real passion of mine. It's never really been what I've done for a living, but back in the day, I played my way through school, with different either jazz bands or even in that venue, it was the disco type bands. And so I've always been, pretty active in it, although not at a professional level. And just a few years ago, when my own kids got a little bit older and left, I said, I'd really like to get back into this again. And so I had kind of a choice whether to bring, because I'm a saxophonist, whether to invest in my own chops a little bit more, or kind of get involved with some of the young people in town. So I elected to go the latter route, and it's been a lot of fun. We have myself and one other adult musician, and 7 or 8 high school kids, depending on the configuration. And it gives them a chance to play a little bit more, other than just the academic environment that they're that they're in, and gives them a chance to kind of find themselves both from maybe a jazz or classic rock perspective. And we do probably 12 or 14 public performances a year. In fact, so far this year, they're pretty versatile. We've done a church service, a dance club, and a restaurant at this point. So they're getting a pretty good feel for what it's like to be out in front of people, and they really bring it.
Now you say you play the saxophone.
Mhm.
Is that the only instrument that you play?
Also clarinet and flute,
Mhm.
and I do a little bit of background vocals. Uh, when you bring in kids of different talents, a lot of times they're probably from a classical background or that sort of thing, and they've never really played, jazz or classic rock before, and you work with them a little bit and kind of help them, define what their capabilities are and just let them rock, So it's been a lot of fun.
Bruce, what is going to be your role in this up and coming Icy Sunset Jazz event this month in April 25th?
We'll be doing a 45-minute set,
Mhm.
and it'll be a combination of some straight ahead jazz, some pop, and some classic rock.
Mhm. So this type of music, the Icy Sunset Jazz, it's like a versatile, different styles of our music that you collaborate all in one.
I believe so. Yeah. And we're actually flexible. We'll actually be looking to see what goes over well with the audience. So, if they're wanting us to do more straight ahead jazz, that's where we'll go. If they want more pop and high energy sort of fusion stuff, that's what we'll do as well. But generally speaking, we've got right now going into it planning for a pretty versatile, sort of a lineup.
Mm-hmm. Now, Laree, you're going to be participating as a singer in this event?
Yes, I am. I will be singing with the MPM band, pretty lively band, I may add.
Yes.
Yes, very lively. MPM is actually stands for Mr. Piano Man, which is my music director. And it's with the energy, our cohesiveness is like amazing. Like we're on fire when we're together. So it's kind of cool. I'm excited. Can't wait. Icy Sunset.
Now you mentioned that you can sing different styles of music, so you're going to be able to adapt towards the audience, like he was mentioning earlier.
Oh, we're good. That was a good point. We're good crowd readers. We go with it. We feel the audience, but the audience like fuses us. So we have it's funny because we generally technically have like an open song list. Like literally, we're doing a 45-minute set, but we may have like 40 songs, and we obviously can't cover them all. But it's just so that we have room to kind of like play or go with the audience, know? So yeah, we're ready.
Now, again, this type of music is classified as what type of jazz? The Icy Sunset Jazz? Is that the name or the exact title of this type of jazz music? It's jazz fusion, is it, or just Icy Sunset Jazz?
Yeah,
Icy Sunset Jazz.
Yeah, I mean, jazz has so many different forms and everything like that the producer kind of left us a little bit open because jazz is so wide open.
Right.
Could be avant-garde versus something more conventional.
It gives us a base. It gives us a base to play off of. So, yeah.
Now, I had Sue on a few months ago, and she was obviously advocating to want to bring this type of music here to Hartford. But y'all have performed all over the country, I believe. Would that be fair to say?
I wouldn't say country, but this country, yes.
America. Okay, America. Right.
I'm thinking international.
Yes.
We will be soon. High hopes. But yeah, we recently performed at the Black Heritage event that was in New Haven. So I would say across state of Connecticut,
yes.
With the MPM band specifically. Also, we've done organizational events. We've performed at Spotlight Theater with the AIDS Foundation. And also, like I mentioned to you before, I actually used to live in Florida.
Okay.
So I was there. That's where I was stationed when I mentioned the military. So I did a lot of singing there. And I would say between there and also in New York. So.
Now, excuse me, which part of Florida was you stationed at?
Orlando.
Okay.
Yeah, there was no base there, but our adjacent base was Patrick Air Force Base, which was in Cocoa. So, yeah, but I lived in Orlando.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, this type of music, though, is kind of new to Hartford, but down in Orlando, they have different styles of music down there?
Oh, yeah. Actually, I used to sing at a place called the AKA Lounge in Singapore, and that's where I really started performing like live with like a live band, to be honest. That's where I got my practice on, and it's music, a lot of jazz down there, a lot of R&B, a lot of band sets, and you know. So I wouldn't say it's totally new to this area.
Okay.
It's not. I think this event.
This
yes.
event is fairly new.
Right, and the concept of it is which is really cool. It's a nice fresh, a new fresh beginning.
Mhm.
So I'm excited to see, like, you know, but I'm glad to be a part of the first one, by the way.
Right.
In this area.
In this area, yes.
Yeah, because if I'm correct, they actually had Icy Sunset in New York.
Right.
So it's the first to Connecticut.
Bruce, are you a little bit nervous about participating for this new music? Well, not new music, but for the first time bringing Icy Sunset Jazz here to Hartford?
No, I would say we're really excited about it. I'm excited because I see how much the kids have grown, and you know, when they first start with us, they're a little bit apprehensive, maybe, but after they get a few performances under their belt, they just tear them up. I'm just really psyched about it. You know, maybe we'll have our lead singer is 15 years old, and maybe in 10 years or so we'll have another Laree.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Bruce, who did you kind of look up to as a saxophonist? I mean, you say that's the instrument, one of the instruments that you play. Did you look up anybody?
Yeah, I had a teacher when I was younger, and he's been sort of a definite role model for me. He was an older gentleman, and he actually had a chance to audition for the Glenn Miller Orchestra. He was that good. And believe it or not, he passed up that audition. And the reason for it was that at that point he had just started a family, and he realized that, you know, if he was lucky enough to get accepted into the band, that means traveling all over the place, which would have been bad for his family. And if he went to the audition and got accepted and then turned it down, that would be, you know, that wouldn't be a good thing. So. So what he did really was he repaired musical instruments for local high schools, and also gave lessons and things of that nature. And so, you know, he had a band of all local high school, you know, band directors and everything, and they needed an extra slot, so he grabbed me, and I'm like, wow, all these players here is just like totally amazing.
Right.
And so he kind of gave me a chance, if you will, from that perspective. And then all these layers, I'm thinking to myself, you know, there's a lot worse things to do than me to do something kind of similar to that and give some young folks a chance to get out there and play.
Bruce, I don't know if you remember on our Arsenio Hall show when former President Bill Clinton was playing the saxophone.
Yeah.
It seemed like he was really good. I mean, are you really good like him or better? I mean, that's what you find out.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I can get on stage with lots of folks, you know, certainly Bill Clinton. I think I could probably, trade a lick or two with him. Sure.
Yeah. But, you know, when people think of jazz, I mean, at least I look at it from the past of the traditional jazz form of music, the Dizzy Gillespie bands and people from that generation on up to this era. Do you think this is trying to bring jazz to a whole different level by bringing the Icy Sunset jazz style to it? To maybe trying to attract a new audience that's not traditionally into jazz music?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say, let's see. I would love to see how. I think people the people who really appreciate music will get it.
Right.
I think so. Like, I mean, it's an art form. Music is art, and I'm a big advocate for that. I don't know if that's necessary. Honestly, I'm not even sure.
Okay.
But to be honest with you, I mean, I think I appreciate it. I'm excited because it kind of gives us that level of openness for, you know, where we're able to explore, you know, and express, you know, without being like binded, you know, in a box. So I do like that. I love the fact that they're bringing different bands together with their different art forms to create, you know, this one big powerhouse. That's what I appreciate about it.
But again, when they say Icy Sunset Jazz, you know, African music, calypso, reggae, Latin, it's like a combination of different styles,
right,
that you all bring all into one. So it looks like to me you can be able to attract a different
I feel
audience.
like it's something for everybody.
I think
that's really the main gist of it. It's something for everybody. Yeah.
Had the two of you ever worked together before?
We have not, although you look awfully familiar from someplace. So maybe I sat in or something like that at some point in the past, but you do look familiar.
I'm around. I'm around.
Okay. Right. Bruce, though, now you said you grew up in Marlboro, Connecticut. Was jazz around in that town growing up?
No.
Okay.
No, it's been sort of I don't want to say a struggle, but a sort of a mission to bring jazz more in the front. It's what I found is that what you have to do is to kind of introduce jazz maybe gradually, to an audience that is more used to, classic rock or something like that. And then you introduce a jazz tune and say, wow, that sounds pretty cool,
Right.
And, I think at least thus far, if I went out with a pure jazz agenda, it may not necessarily be the most successful, but the more people get used to us and the more they see how much fun people are actually having with jazz, and we're actually playing songs they didn't even know were jazz that felt really cool. So I try to, to some extent, be an ambassador for the cause of jazz as well.
Right. But again, when you're saying like the traditional jazz was just the instrument, it really wasn't much music or singing, but was it actually singing always involved in jazz music from the past?
There was singing.
Yes.
I mean, there's some of the jazz artists like Etta James.
Right,
they were jazz too, so like it's always there is some jazz, it's all about the instruments, and then there's actually jazz singers. I mean, maybe I think what it is that they were very separated. You knew a jazz group band, then you knew the jazz singer. They were always promoted in that form. So the cool thing is you're fusing the two.
Yes.
So you have the jazz singer with the jazz band, and yeah, that's kind of cool. And with the rock influence, and then with the R&B influence. So that's kind of cool for new age, I guess.
Is jazz really, I see Sunset Jazz, your number one style of music? Or you have one more than other, or just different styles? I
would say technically we lean more towards rhythm and blues, and soul, but we honestly we mix it. We do mix it. We do definitely, and we go with the crowd. We really go with the crowd. Like every time I get hired to perform somewhere, I look at what's the demographic and what they want to hear, and then of course when we get there, it's like, what's the energy? What are they responding to best? And then based on what they're responding to, we'll give them more. Right. Keep them entertained. That's what we're there for.
Okay. We are up on our first part of the show. We're going to come back with the second part. I'm going to bring in the producer of this event, Sue Harris, of the Icy Sunset Jazz event. I don't know if all three of you want to stay together or just have Sue on, but we'll try to figure that out. But again, it was very interesting to have both of you on talking about y'all roles in this up and coming Icy Sunset Jazz event this April the 25th.
Thank you.
At the Hilton Hotel Hartford.
Thank you.
This is Jonathan Small. I'm enjoying hosting All About You this morning with my very successful guests, Laree Salmon of the NPM Band, the Modern Riffs band's band manager, Bruce Phelps. And we're going to come back with part 2 of this show with the producer of the Icy Sunset Jazz event, Sue Harris. Thank you.
Icy Sunset Jazz in the City, a jazzy, sultry evening with an arts exhibition. April the 25th, at the Hartford Hilton Hotel, 315 Trumbull Street, Hartford, Connecticut. It's 4 hours from 5:30 to 9:30. Dress code is City Chic. For more information, call 646-462-1461. That's 646-462-1461.
These are the monsters of the road. Ever drive alongside a tractor trailer in the rain? Scary. You're hoping they don't change lanes. Now they see you, now they don't. This monster can crush you in an instant. They may be insured for millions, but you're not thinking of that in a dangerous situation. I'm attorney Jeffrey Dresden. Have an accident, you know what to do. Because this is what we do. 24/7, 11/22.
It's an educational fundraiser to help promote awareness against domestic violence and domestic abuse. Darrell W. Fitzgerald Jr. from Candid Conversations reads from his book, She. Tina Williams of Lady Flavor Radio reads from her book, Finding Peace After a Life of Sexual, Mental, and Physical Abuse. Sunday, April the 26th at Gillesco's Restaurant. For more information, call 860-922-6983.
Good morning again. This is Jonathan Small. I'm hosting All About You this morning. Had two very successful people on earlier, Laree, Salmon, and Bruce Phelps, part of the Modern Riffs band and the NPM band. And now I have a returning guest who was on last year, and kind of rare that I bring somebody on in this short a period of time, but you have to be very good for me to bring somebody back within a short time like this. But she's very excellent in many different areas. I have the producer of the Icy Sunset Jazz event, arts and exhibition in Hartford, Connecticut, April the 25th at the Hilton Hotel downtown Hartford, Sue Harris. Good to have you back, Sue.
Good morning.
Good
Thank
morning.
you for having us again.
Exactly. No problem with you. You're very good.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Sue, what is going to be, again, your role in this up-and-coming Icy Sunset Jazz event this April the 25th in Hartford?
So Icy Sunset Jazz and Art Exhibition is going to be on, as you mentioned, April 25th at the Hilton. And my husband and I, Barclay Harris, we are producing the show coming up. So it is a jazz fusion event with an art exhibition. And it is the first time we're going to be doing it here in Hartford.
Okay, now Sue, the art exhibition that's collaborating with the jazz fusion?
Yes.
Okay.
So like Laree said, she said music is art. So that's like following on that theme. And that's why we, well, let me step back a minute. So Barclay and I came up with the concept of Icy Sunset Jazz and Art Exhibition because we were frustrated we like jazz, we like R&B, we like Latin music, we like calypso and reggae.
Yes.
And we couldn't find a place where we could, go out one evening and, have that kind of mix, that kind of energy in one place. We'd have to go to 3 different places, perhaps over 2 or 3 weeks to enjoy all these different genres of music. So we sat down one night and we said, well, why don't we create it?
Right.
Why not create it? And that's how it was born. Icy Sunset Jazz, and we brought in the exhibition because it just seemed like it would have been a good fit for that type of event that we wanted to present and share with others.
Now, the Icy Sunset Jazz Fusion Arts Exhibition, this is the first time this is technically being brought here to Hartford.
Yes, it is the first time. It's going to be we're going to be hosting it here in Hartford. We hosted it in New York at the Sheraton Hotel on the rooftop 2 years ago, and we had quite a good response. So after I moved to Connecticut from New York, well, then we decided, well, why not try it here and see if it is something that that people would like, they would enjoy, and also get to meet others. And a big part of what we want to do, as Bruce was saying, we really want to involve students, young people, in this type of with this type of genre of music and these types of events.
Why should people turn out for this particular event, this up and coming April the 25th?
We want we want people to come out to not only enjoy themselves, but we want them to meet and connect with others. So, this, like what, like we said earlier, is it's an event that brings all types of people together.
Yes.
All ages of people. We're going to have, students, people who are, we can have a 12-year-old attending with their parents. It's, it's also it could be seen as a family event.
Yes.
And we want people to connect. We want people to, talk to all of the band members, talk to all of the artists, and just get that sense and feel of what Hartford has to offer right now. So that's that's the main thing. We want people to come and enjoy themselves and to connect with others.
And it's going to be at an excellent facility. You're going to have some type of raffle drawing, I believe, for a trip to one of the Caribbean islands.
Yes. So we are very thankful to our hotel sponsors. The cost of the ticket will include a chance to win 4 days, a 4-day getaway in St. Lucia at the Calabash Cove Hotel, or in Tobago and it's a luxury all-inclusive, and that's 4 days again at the Magdalena Grand Beach Hotel and Golf Resort.
Yes.
So that's another incentive for folks to come out, because this is all expensive, all expenses paid at this hotel these two hotels for 4 days. So that's the Calabash Cove Hotel in St. Lucia and the Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resort in Tobago.
Now, you mentioned the last time you was on that you've had this event in New York, and that's where you're from.
Yes.
And pretty much that scene down there.
Yes.
It works down there.
Yes.
Laree mentioned Orlando, Florida. She said it's very popular down there.
Yes.
But Hartford, I see Sunset Jazz Fusion is something that we just really don't promote or have. So how do you feel you're going to be able to really get this thing here for people in Hartford? I know it's a great music, but do you feel a little challenge about trying to get this thing off the ground here in Hartford?
Well, challenges are always good,
right?
Because it your creative juices start to flow, and what we know that it might be a challenge, but we're prepared for it. We're going into this very soberly, and it's going to be hard work,
right?
But we are going to put that hard work in to make sure that we get the word out. People enjoy it. We have excellent performers, Laree, Salmon, and the MPM band, and Bruce Phelps with the Modern Riffs. Those are two of the bands. And, as you just saw, they're excellent performers. We also have the Latin jazz band, Trombeats. We have an African kora player, Yakuba Jabate. My husband, Barclay Harris, he is going to be singing as well.
Okay.
So we have in terms of performances, we have a packed house, and we're going to put the work in to make it be a successful show. And, people will make sure they enjoy themselves. And this is not going to be a one-time show.
Yes.
We're going to be continuing the show even after April 25th. So even though, as you mentioned, it might be a challenge, this, as anything that's new, people have to get to know it. They have to, we want people talking about it after and saying, well, you know what, that was a great show. We do that again. We'd attend a show like that again.
Right.
So that's what we're aiming for. We have two great MCs, Dr. Gary Rule and Janice Castle, and they're very funny.
Right.
So they're gonna keep the flow. We also have two DJs. Doc Martin, he's on WBLS in New York and WYBC in New Haven.
Yes.
And they're really gonna keep it flowing. So we are gonna do all that we can to make sure that the event is not only successful, but that people like it and talk about it and want to attend in the future.
Now, Sue, your role or your job in this is as the producer. Are you also the promoter of this event?
Yes, I am. Along with Barclay, we are, we have a lot of, we have a network that's out there, and there are many people who are, they're talking it up for us. They're, getting it out there. Maurice Robertson, we want to say thanks to him. He's always a great, great support and help. So, so Barclay and I, we are the producers and the promoters, but there are many others out there who are helping us.
Sue, are you just trying to get people mostly from the greater Hartford area, or are you trying to get people from throughout the country to come to this event? What's been your focus?
Of course we want, it is in Hartford. So we would want, we want Hartford people, people in Hartford to know. But absolutely, if you're, New York, the Boston area, New Hampshire, we are opening it up to anybody who are lovers of jazz, art, and life. Really, that's who it's open to.
You have any people from your hometown, New York, that's planning to come up to this
Oh,
event?
yes.
Okay.
Yes, they've already booked their hotel rooms at the Hilton already, and they're ready to come.
Oh, that's definitely one good sign right there. When you got a commitment from people already that's coming from a different state to this event. What are you planning to do now up into the next few weeks of this event? What is you going to be advocating, or what are you going to be doing, leading up to this event?
So one of the other things that I should mention is a big thanks to some of our local businesses who have come on board and are going to be supporting the event. And that's Jay's Crab Shack right here in Hartford. They're one of our supporters and sponsors. The Tobacco Shop on Pratt Street with Jerry, they're going to be supporting us. And we also have Cat's Restaurant and Lounge in Middletown, Connecticut. They're also going to be supporting us. So between now and then we're going to be doing, we're going to be on the radio in New York. We're going to be on the radio in this area. We're here with you today.
Right.
And, we're on Facebook. We actually have a new event website, and that's icysunsetjazz.com, spelled like it sounds, icysunsetjazz.com. So people can go there to, learn about who is going to be performing and buy their tickets and all that. So we're going to be busy.
Right.
We're going to be busy.
That's true. Well, that's good to hear too.
Yeah.
Now this type of you mentioned you're going to have a lot of different performers on this event, so people shouldn't get the misconception just Laree, Salmon, and Bruce Phelps are going to just be the only people on. It's going to be several other artists that's going to be participating.
Yes. So we have in addition to Laree and the MPN Band and the Modern Riffs with Bruce Phelps and Kim Dubois, as I said, my husband, he's going to be singing. He's always a hit. Barclay Harris is going to be singing. We have Yakuba Jabate. He is a kora player, and he's actually going to do some fusion with the Latin Jazz Band. So that's going to be interesting and exciting.
Right.
And we have the artists we're going to have who are actually going to be doing the show is we have out of Middletown, Connecticut, we have Pierre Sylvain. He is a really good artist. He's known in Connecticut and in New Orleans. He is going to be there. And we have an artist out of New York, Christopher Cumberbatch. He does a lot of work for Steve Harvey and LL Cool J. And he's now actually involved with the Millionaire Mansion Showcase in Long Island in New York. And he's going to be coming up. So those are the two artists. And as I said, Laree, Salmon and the MPM Band, the Modern Riffs, Throne Beats, Yakuba Jabate, and Barclay Harris. So we have a full house, and we are excited.
Right. Well, I know you enjoy what you're doing, but this is still some hard work to put this type of event here. I mean, I know you have experience in this field of work, so maybe it's not that hard, but is to let people know that you had to work very hard to bring this type of event here to Hartford, and this is just something that they shouldn't take for granted.
When you love it, it's not hard work, right? And that's absolutely true. I could be up all day or all night doing this, and it does not seem like hard work. And my husband Barclay, he's very supportive, and we just work as a team. And what we're doing doesn't seem like hard work.
Yes.
Because we enjoy the engagement. We enjoy meeting people. We enjoy, talking to our sponsors, talking to, potential people who might want to come. And it's just very exciting. It's an exciting ride.
So you have some future plans after this event to bring some more Icy Sunset Jazz events, arts, and exhibitions here to Connecticut?
Yeah, well, we want to make this an annual event.
Okay.
And after our event on April 25th, we are going to go right into planning the next Icy Sunset Jazz and Art exhibition. It may be in the form of a festival, or it might be as is. We're gonna see how the audience like it, and we'll decide right after that, like what form it's going to take. But we're definitely going to be, it's definitely going to be a fusion. is going to continue to be a fusion because, how exciting is it
Yes.
to bring the old with the new and try new things. And as, Laree and Bruce were saying, be creative and explore, try new things. And it's many times that's a good thing.
Right. That's true.
So yeah. So after the show, we're definitely going to be, planning how we're going to be, presenting the next IC Sunset Jazz and Art exhibition here in Hartford.
Now, Sue, are you going to be judging how the turnout and how everything goes towards your next event of the IC Sunset Jazz Arts and Exhibition?
Yeah, so we're gonna look at the attendance. Of course, we're expecting a packed house,
right?
And so we're going to be looking at how it's received, what the audience think. We're going to actually do a little survey. We're going to be giving away a lot of prizes, so we're going to be staying in touch with people, and actually after we're going to be doing a little postmortem, and ask folks like what their opinion. See maybe how we can do it better, how we can do it different, what they like, what they don't like. So we're really going to be, looking at the audience, the attendance, and, just going back to see how we can make it better, how we can make it pop.
Right. Now, this is going to be an indoor event at the Hilton Hotel in downtown Hartford. Has there been any outdoor events that you've been part of with this type of music?
Not with this type of music, but I have been a part of outdoor events. I was a co-producer of an event in New York when I worked at the radio station One Caribbean Radio, and we did a festival, and it was music, arts, craft, and cakes.
Right.
So yeah, so I was a part of that, and it is something that it was pretty successful. That event was done. That was in the heart of Brooklyn in Bed-Stuy, and we had modeling, we had cakes, we had food, and we actually did, I guess I like fusions.
Yeah.
Because we actually asked all the different islands from the Caribbean to come together and bring their food that's peculiar to them, and we had like a cook-off. So we had like Trinidadian food against food from Belize.
Yes.
And that type of fusion. So I guess I like fusions.
Well, food definitely carries a lot of weight too.
Yes.
When you put food and drinks involved in it.
Yes.
Now, I also know that the owner of AccessTV.org network, J. Stan McCauley, is going to be videotaping this project for you.
Absolutely. J. Stan McCauley is going to be there. He is going to be memorializing this great stuff for us.
Right. Well, one of the hardest working persons out there. So
Absolutely.
I know it's going to be an excellent event.
Yes.
And I'm not just saying that just because I work for his network.
No, it's that J. Stan is an awesome guy. And, since we met him, we're really, really pleased. We're really impressed with what he's doing, with Access TV and all that he's doing for the community.
Yeah, so we just want to work together and try to help each other the best we can. And you've been also very helpful for the AccessTV.org network as well. Any last things you want to say about this up-and-coming event or the performers that's going to be attending this event?
So we just want to say, come on out. You can get information from us. You can visit our website, www.icsunsetjazz.com. Or you can call us. There's an ad here on Access TV with all the information. The number to call us would be 646-462-1461. We're also on Facebook. You can get us there. And we just want people to come out. The cost of the tickets are $35 right now. And that does include hors d'oeuvres, past hors d'oeuvres throughout the night, as well as that chance to win the 4-day getaways.
Yes.
To St. Lucia at the Calabash Cove Hotel and in Tobago at the Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resort. So the price of the ticket includes that. We're not going to do an extra raffle for those 2 getaways. And of course, we have Jay's Crab Shack. We have the Scats Restaurant and Lounge, and we have the Tobacco Shop. And they're going to be throwing in some goodies on that night as well. And we have a few surprises up our sleeves for folks who are going to be attending the event. So we, if you want to come, we welcome you. Check out our Facebook page, IC Sunset Jazz and Art Exhibition, or visit our website. And we're looking forward to seeing everybody there.
Well, Sue Harris, I don't have any doubts it's going to be a great event because I know you're very hard, along with your husband, Barkley, is very hard, dedicated people to this type of event. And it's a little bit new to Hartford, but I think even if it doesn't be like New York or Orlando, don't be discouraged because Hartford takes a little time for us to get on the scene with certain things. So just be aware of that.
Right. Well, thank you so much, Barkley. And we're really happy to be involved in the community. And I remember on the first show, you asked us, so would we move to another, would we take it to another town?
Yes.
But yes, we could, but it doesn't mean that we're not going to be in Hartford. We are going to be staying in Hartford with Icy Sunset Jazz and Art Exhibition. Even if we do it, we actually have Icy Sunset Jazz and Art Exhibition on the beach.
Oh, okay.
And that's going to be in the Caribbean somewhere.
Right.
In the future.
All right.
And you'll be there with us.
Yeah, I know you're from Barbados, so I know you might consider that as one place.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like, there's nothing like Barbados for, on the beach. Yes.
Yeah.
So Barbados is definitely on the cards for Icy Sunset Jazz and Art Exhibition on the beach. This is Icy Sunset Jazz in the city.
In the city, right,
Yes.
right. Okay. Well, again, enjoyed having you on, enjoyed having Laree, Salmon, NPM Band on. The Modern Riffs band manager, Bruce Phelps. He was very great to have on too. I wish all of y'all the best of luck. Until we meet again, you have a great performance.
Thank you.
In your role, and I think it's going to be great for people here in Hartford.
But thank you so much for having us.
You're welcome. This is Jonathan Small. I had enjoyed hosting All About You this morning with three very successful people. Sue Harris, the producer of this Icy Sunset Jazz Arts and Exhibition. Laree Salmon, part of the NPM Band, a singer. The Modern Riffs band manager, Bruce Phelps. And it's going to be a great event, April the 25th at the Hilton Hotel here in downtown Hartford. And as I tell you, there's always a lot of great programs that you could always tune in. And I just started a new program called Face to Face, which is broadcast every Monday right here on accesstv.org studios. So definitely look forward to that. And as I always say to people out there, have a very blessed day and keep the faith. Thank you.